like this. Therefore, the ancient culture, Vedic period, and the period of Upanishads, as it has stated in the Katyayan, and the Manusmriti, the duty of man and the criminal punishment should not be given to the female equal to the male, but it should be given half. In the same way as you have seen the observation of father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, about the status of female. He had called to the women to participate in the national movement. Vivekananda also expressed the view to protect and promote and to provide the safeguard to the motherhood. In the same way, social reformer you have already seen. He may be Raja Ram Mohan Rai or Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. They have raised their voices in favor of the women in India. Then no doubt, when the Constitution was drafted or it was being drafted, the first question was the protection and promotion of rights of the female in India. Therefore, initially you have seen that Article 15, Clause 3 incorporated in the Constitution that the state shall make the law or the state shall not prevent to make the law in favor of the women and children. This was there. But this is not enough. The synopsis of this topic, which is related to the various aspects of the status of women. The first aspect is related to the social status. Social status includes the economic status, physical protection, education, health facilities, and the facility in the areas of the dignity of the woman in India. Second aspect is related to the political justice. Political justice includes the participatory management in the running system or in the political decision of the country. Participatory management demands the involvement of the women. It demands, and that demands only can be fulfilled by making the law. This is the political. First is social. And third aspect says that the economic well-being and strongness earning capacity of the female should be equal of the male in society. Before entering into these aspects of social, political, economic, cultural, so on, various areas are there. If we will see the aesthetics as available in India, it shows that the main effect of the international law to uplift the status of the female in India is playing a vital role. International law is giving the direction. Though this was the efforts by the constitution makers to incorporate these aspects in the constitutional law. But the effect of international law is also there. The statistics shows that for the social upliftment of the female in India, the total population according to 2011 figures as available of the India is 121.06 crore. And the ratio of the male and female is, there are 48.5% females are there in India. It means the rest population of the Indian people is the male, and that is the 51.5%. Difference is here. And if we will see that 943 females are in India against the 1000 male. And the figures and the statistics and the data shows that the females ratio is less in urban area rather than the rural area. Of course, in some states, including Haryana, Punjab, or earlier there was the Delhi and the Himachal. Now there is a good position, but except the Punjab and the Haryana. There are the figure of Haryana in 830 out of 1000, and in Punjab 860. Initially, so far the status of the female is concerned, there is no equal population of the women in India. What's the reason? The reason behind this lacuna of not having the equal population of the women in India is, number one, the attitude of human being, the cultural system of the society. Two. Third, the thinking of the human being thinking. Fourth is the customary system. And fifth is the traditional approach of the habit of human being. There are so many reasons why there are not the equal population in India. This is our subject because we are discussing this subject matter at PG level, the regions, to point out the regions. And the social attitude of most of the families and the rights of the female, customary system. For example, in the Hindu society, if the male and female shall enter into the marriage ceremony, so normally customary practice says, it has not written in any law, the female will go after the marriage with the husband. Why it is so? There are such type of existing customary system. Therefore, whenever we are highlighting or pointing out the figures and aesthetics relating to the social status, it is our duty, being a LLM student, to point out the reasons, the logics, and which should be based on fact, figure, and the evidence. That should be there. And of course, the property right of female in practice and on law. The various communities, religious feeling, the persons who believes in various religion, and the human being who are living in the Indian society have different custom. Of course, a custom which is derogatory to the law have no legal status. But this is the law in practice. Rights of the female according to the personal law. It various or differentiation is there, or different kinds of the rights of the female are there. Therefore, the social status for the purpose of the equal population is not in a same platform or in the same footing. And if you will see the figure, the percentage of holding the house or property by the female is only available 11.5%. In the rural area and in urban area, a slight difference is there. It is near about 12.4%. It means the property right is there according to the some legal provisions in India, but property normally is not in name of the wife, mother, or sister in practice. So that's why the social attitude will be somehow different. The equal distribution of the property, either by succession or by operation of law is not existing in India. Then if we will see the literacy rate of the female in India, according to the data available because the census of this 2011, average literacy rate is 72.98, and the male are near about 82% literate, and females are only 65.46, less than the male literacy rate. And there is a drop rate also. Once a girl took admission in the school, there is near about the 14% drop rate. In higher education, because of the some government order, latest orders after 2000, with effect of this international law and the demand of the people in India, in some states there is the reservation in educational institutions for the girl student. But there is no uniformity. There is no constitutional provision. This is the government order only. Only geo rules are there. It requires to make a separate law. Therefore, the literacy rate is also less than the literacy rate of male. The economic capacity and the data which are available say that the only 25.5% females, women have the economic viability, capacity or resources. Only 25%, near about 25%. 75% females have no economic sources. And that status, how it can be uplifted or it will be uplifted unless there will not be the economic strongness. It means the 74.5% females are totally depend on the male for getting the livelihood, and the economic resources are the source for the livelihood. This is the analysis. And if we will see the political data, it is again the surprising figure. You will say, sir, there is a constitutional amendment 73-74. I'm just analyzing the data available related to the social status of the female in India. Yes, there is 73-74, but the scope of the 73-74 is limited. Its scope is up to the local body government, self-government. That is the municipalities and panchayat. A strong demand is also there. There should be the reservation for the women in the legislative assemblies and parliament. And Geeta Mukherjee report is available. It has recommended, and that is near about the 20 and more than 20 years before. It has recommended that the political reservations should be given to the women in India. But it has not been made any law. No amendment had been done by the competent legislature. That has not been done. So far. But if the figure shows that in the Lok Sabha, only 64 women's members are there out of 534. Only 64. Whereas the population is 48 point, near about 5%. And direct election system is there for the House of People. Limited members, female members are there. And in this way, if we will calculate this figure of 64 out of near about 534, it comes near about 12%. Only 12% females are in the House of People in India. Whereas the literacy rate is near about 63%. It is near about 63%. But the representative of the people are less only 12% in the apex body of Indian democracy. Political, economic, you have seen. Social, population, literacy rate, political status, and at the same time, the sources of the earning are also limited. The 50% population, near about 50% population, but resources are near about in as a political status is 12%. Even if under the constitutional system, Article 43, ABCD, so on, provides a reservation to the female in the local body, self-government, but there are also the very thin percentage. This is also the very thin percentage, not 50%. In Panchayat Raj, the females are only 46%, not 50%. Whereas there is a reservation. The X seat will go to the chairman, female chairman, and the members' seat, according to this provision of 243 will be for the female. But this is not in real sense in practice. No doubt, this is the present system or scenario. A scene is there in society. But the moment, as you have seen, of getting the equal rights was very beginning. And that was the 500 years before the birth of the Christ. There were the equal right. Even if the equal right of the marriage, swayamvar, and choice of the female. The female was dominating over the male for selection of the partner. If the female will give first the choice to the male, not only the single male will come, but the number of males will come, men will come, women will select. Vice versa, the social system today, the male is selecting, or earlier there was a system, the female had the right to select the male or as a life partner. And they later on, starting of this child marriage is the era of the 6th century. After the birth of the Christ of 600, later it emerged the marriage of the child marriage. But in earlier, there was no child marriage. And in between, before the British period, there was Bhakti Kal. In Bhakti Kal, women also participated in the various rituals, in various religious activities. That was also some improvement of the status of the female. Then in first time 1917, women organization formed. They had submitted the memorandum to the Britishers, Secretary General, for providing the special rights to them to come in the equal platform. That was not done. In 1927, there was the Women Conference, All India Women Conference. Females came out on single platform, organized a conference, and in that conference they have demanded their rights in 1927 in India. After the 1927 All India Women Conference, a law was enacted by Britishers after 2 years. That was the year of 1929. And the name of that law was Child Marriage Restraint Act 1929, because of the effect of All India Women Conference.